I couldn't resist. I had to come over to the hill because if there's ever a lie that makes me think of my coach more, it's this hill right here. It's the ball below the feet. And just to give you an idea, guys, this ball's a good 6-7 inches below my feet. There was a left side of the driving range at White Deer Run, out in Vernon Hills,
The inward,
you know,
the reverse
Illinois.
ball.
You think about the common sense of this. With that ball 7 inches more below my feet than it is on a flat lie, I really have to stay in posture. I had to go down and get it and not
Come out of it.
come out of it. Okay, so I'll let you run with that, Todd. But this lie to me means a lot. It's where I put a lot of my players when they're lacking the compression, when their first move from the top is up out of it.
Early
I get
extension.
the early extension. We
Right.
get them on this hill, and
Yeah.
it's amazing how much better they actually hit it right away on the hill a lot of times.
And using lies to teach golf swings and teach,
Yes.
right? Depending on what you've got. Like if you've got a guy that's got a really poor, he doesn't get his shoulders going this way, let him hit balls above his feet, right?
All day.
As long as the club stays in front of him, you know, I make sure that I whip it in and behind him.
Yep.
But get that shoulder moving like Stricker gets it moving early, right? That really helps him get more rotational. You've got a guy that's got early extension problems, you know, where he's got this going on. Put him the ball below his feet, and then I always say shoulder to shoulder, because here's the thing.
I like this.
Yeah, you know, so many people have runoff, you know.
Yeah.
We hate that. Arms run off. The body's turning, and they keep going. No, I got to keep my arms here. So when the ball's below my feet, I got to stay in posture, and I got to get my arms to stop when my chest stops so that I can match up at the bottom. And then I even ask people to finish still staying in side bend.
We talk about what happens when you're disconnected in the backswing. A lot of times when that club and the hands get behind you, you're going to do one of three things. You're going to stand up, you're going to stall out, and you're going to flip the club to catch up. Exactly.
Catch up, right?
Exactly. So, you know, this right here, what Todd's telling me was shoulder to shoulder while you do it. And that's funny because we used to hit 3/4 knockdown shots.
Right.
I had a term for it. It was just a 3/4 knockdown. 3/4 was right here, knockdown was right here.
Yeah.
And I would finish there, and we'd hit
Yeah.
balls like that on this hill. And that was to keep me engaged and to keep me in the shot. But what it did was it reduced the runoff and any reason in my backswing why I would need to stand up or stall out or do any of those things. And then on the way down, I love this. I'm going to finish just like you told him to. Watch where I finish, guys. I'm going to finish below my shoulders.
Yes, and I love how you're staying in side bend, right?
Yes.
Instead of letting this, and eventually in a full swing it would come up and out of it, but
But here we're feeling,
right.
we're trying to get a feel.
You're
for
trying
that.
to get a feel and a way
Exactly.
to practice it, you know, because if you're not engaging your brain on what you're doing, you're never going to learn it. But so the more times you do this, you know, I think of is Fleetwood.
Oh,
He's
man.
so
No
good
kidding.
at just staying like that, and he's just incredible. You know, think about a guy who has to play in the wind.
I
He's gonna learn that.
believe I heard Tiger say too, when he hit it his best, he actually would feel like when he looked up at the ball, his right eye was under his left still.
Yeah.
You know, not up here, right?
Yep.
You think about that. But yeah, you guys can see, like, watch what this forces me to do. And a lot of times the person who thinks about finishing comes out of it and they leak the shot way to the right.
Right,
Okay,
right.
this is a pretty big hill. It's going to cut a little bit naturally, but you stay in it, it'll stay straighter. That was flush right there.
Beautiful, right?
Yeah, and look at that, just finishing right underneath the shoulder there. And, you know, I used to do that drill a lot, just hold off drill in general when I was a kid. And, you know, we used to be flippy as a kid. And all of a sudden, you know, you're here.
Yeah.
The only way to hold that, momentum can't.
Yeah.
If this passes,
Yeah.
that's folding up around you. So
Yeah,
it's,
you
there's
gotta-
a lot of good things that come from what
Yeah.
was talked about here. Better impact, but Todd did that a lot. I remember watching him do that when I was teaching. He'd be over on those hills all the time when I was a young teacher. And we'd even go off to the front edge of the range. Sometimes people, you know, they dump it early. Well, guess what? You got this lie. Guess
Right.
what it forces you to do?
You got to get that
You're gonna-
club descending through impact. Your bottom's got to move up.
Bottom's got to move up.
Yep. And
Obviously, the setup adjusts to that. And guys, real quick though, one thing he always taught me is you want to make every lie as much of a level lie as possible with your setup. You know, things that are important, right? You're here. We're going to stand up. We're going to choke down a little bit. You know, we're here. I'm going to flex my knees a little. I'm going to tilt a little to get into the shot to lower myself. You know, I'm on this lie right here. I'm going to level my shoulders a little bit more to the slope so I'm not swinging level to the world and
Against-
bottoming
yeah.
out back here.
You always want to work with the ground, not against it.
I'm curious to hear what you say. What do you tell people on an uphill lie? I like them kind of, you know, unless it's extreme, letting the lie help them a little bit. It's the one that I don't typically back them up as much on,
No.
because then they end up hanging back more.
Right, so
what do you teach on that one?
what I would tell you about uphill, gravity is not your friend,
Exactly.
because
Agree.
it's so easy. Like if I start moving off it at all, I'm never going to find it. Right.
Yep.
So I always tell people, and this is really helpful, like in a bunker on uphill
Here,
lie,
Cat, come around here, bud.
short game. I always tell them, take the lead knee,
Yes.
put a little pressure on it, and then just focus on leaving that knee there, right?
Yep.
And really trying to stay there, because gravity wants to take you away from the shot. That's why we hit sling hooks off uphill lies.
Gravity is not your friend. The hill can be your friend. Hitting into the hill rather than up on the hill is going to benefit much more players than not.
Yeah, well,
you know?
Vijay Singh, I mean, he
Yeah.
practiced driving on uphill
Exactly
lies all the
right.
time. Why? Because he wanted to make sure that he was, standing on the left side and not falling backward.
Yep.
And we got to be careful, because, not careful, but we talk about these long drive guys. Well, they're posted and they're so hard. They're right here.
Using ground force to
They're
push
using
off.
ground force
Kick
to
it.
push back, but
Yep.
they're not pushing, or push off, but they're not pushing back so
That's
much. You
part of
see
their
what I'm saying?
rotation and release, guys. Boom.
Yeah.
Kicks.
Yeah. So
Okay.
if I want compression, I want to be here. I'm going to keep the face much square here
Absolutely.
than if I'm backing up. So that's gravity is not your friend on a.
Kev, you want to get another angle of this right here?
Uphill
Show me in
lie.
my side bend, kind of like right from that angle. I won't hit you, but I'll go. You know me. I'll
Trust, right? Faith, brother, faith.
I'll go like right there. You kidding? All right, bud. You good, bud? Okay, go. You good there? Okay, here we
This is
go.
going to hurt, Kevin. You'll be all right. We got ice.
Best one for you, Kev.
So sweet.
Best one. All right, bud. Hey, good stuff, guys. I'm glad we came over here. If you have access to this, it's a great spot to throw a couple balls down every once in a while and test to see if you have the ability to compress it the way we are here. It says a lot about your swing. It says a lot about your swing.
Sure does.
We spent a lot of time on that hill, Todd.
Yes,
and
we
I
did.
watched a lot of lessons of yours go over to that hill, too.
Yeah.
Cool. Good stuff,
I
guys.
always had divots on that side.
Yeah, I know you did. I know you did.
At Forzak Golf, we take a lot of pride in having developed some of the best and most consistent golf swings on the planet. We do this through simplicity. Our Full Swing Masterclass will take you on a step-by-step, easy-to-understand process on how to get your golf swing better than ever. Join the many before you who've utilized our Full Swing Masterclass to take their games to the next level and beyond.